President Trump lobbing threats at General Motors over its plan to slash more than 14,000 jobs. He says he may pull subsidies and even retweeted an account that said GM should pay back the $11.2 billion bailout that was funded by the American taxpayer. GM's decision will likely devastate entire communities built around these plants in Ohio, Maryland, Michigan as well. NBC's Morgan Rafford is in Michigan. She's in Detroit. She's talked to some of the workers who, as I understand it, Morgan, a number of these workers have no idea whether they're going to have a job next year, in the new year.
So everybody's up in arms about the fact that they're shutting down some fucking GM plants and laying off about 14,000 workers. See, here's the thing. It's not like they're shutting them down and sending them elsewhere. Let's have a conversation about this. Alright, so GM shutting down six models. The Volt, the Cruise, the Cadillac CT6, and the ST-XDS, Buick LaCrosse, and Chevy Impala. So, Tom Pease did some digging into some motherfucking numbers and shit to find out what the situation is. And let's take an example of the Chevy Cruise. Alright, so here's a graph of the Chevy Cruise fucking sales numbers. Alright. And I know it seems motherfucking kind of busy on this one. Here's another one. You know what I mean? The truth of the matter is that it's really been going downhill as of fucking recently. You know what I mean? In particular, the past 3 years. They haven't been moving as many models. And let's be real, it's nowhere near as fucking profitable. Alright? Compare that to, say, a Silverado sales, right? Which I have the graph right here for. Constantly on the up, you know what I'm saying? They're selling nearly twice as many of these as they do the fucking Cruise. Trucks is really where their main and fucking biggest part of their fucking business is, and it's where they make the most amount of money. They make nearly $7,000 in fucking sales off of each vehicle, and that's big, you know what I mean? That's a decent amount of fucking money made off of a vehicle. Now, everybody's upset. They're like, they got bailed out and blah, 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 blah. All right, look here, man. Making them be responsible business owners is not a bad thing, okay? Having them continue to sell shitty cars that don't fucking move off the damn lot so they end up having to get fucking bailed out again is not a good idea. They're not shutting down plants and moving them to Mexico or China or anything of this nature. Legitimately, they're not. What they're doing is they're fucking shutting down models that don't move. There is a fuck ton of Cadillac models. To be a fact, let's look and see how many of them there are. Alright, so we got the XT4 crossover, the XT5 crossover, the Escalade ESV. We have the CTS sedan, the CTSV sedan, the XTS sedan, the CT6 sedan, the CT6 plug-in, the ATS coupe, ATS-V coupe, ATS-V coupe, CTS-V sedan, right? CT6 plug-in. Like, yo, we have all these fucking models, and let's be perfectly honest here. They all look the exact motherfucking same. There's no real difference between them, okay? And when you have this many motherfucking models, eventually you're going to get down to the point where, you know, you legitimately have to fucking start looking at shit and going, man, look, we don't need to make this many fucking cars, especially if they're not selling that well, all right? You're not making that big of a profit off of them just due to the fact that the government continually fucking forces you to have to sit here and, you know, go through safety mandates and all the bullshit that the fucking government requires you to do. All right, and it becomes less and less fucking profitable to run these things, and especially in down years where you're not selling the amount of vehicles you want to sell and the margins aren't that fucking high. And I mean, let's be perfectly honest here. And so I feel as though, look, good job, GM. You know what I mean? In recognizing that bad times are coming, all right, and everybody knows the bad times are coming and a recession is coming. Everybody's talking about it, everybody's saying it, but nobody's really fucking doing anything. And you're trying to fucking, you know, you're trying to shore up your hull behind your ideology. It's not a bad thing. All right. Yes, 14,000 people are going to be put out of work. Sorry. You know what I mean? yo, I'm sorry for y'all. You know what I'm saying? It's not just them. All the individuals supply parts, individuals, you know what I mean, that do shipping and manufacturing and all these other type of things, computer components and all this shit. I'm going to tell you what, though. Good news, GM recently announced that it's hiring a whole bunch of engineers to come out here and do computer work for them and run software and programs, because that's the stuff of the future and that's the stuff that they're going to need. We're not talking about driverless cars or nothing like that, but just in general, programmers and software people to help them, you know, move their company forward. They're doing big things. You know what I'm saying? And it's appreciated. And if these tariffs work out, maybe China can become a bigger market and we can start exporting cars over there. Not a bad thing. We'll see what happens in the meantime. But I just wanted to drop this fucking video for y'all. Hope y'all have a good day. You know what I'm saying? This is my weekend. I'm going to holla at y'all later. Peace.